It is not the first time that I have been personally fighting to protect our heritage here in Gozo and even in Malta. It's under all governments that were reigning here in Gozo that things happened. I tend not to agree with you, Arnold, when you said things are already sort of decided. Yes, we have to fight. Actually, I fought together with other 7 NGOs to protect Ramla, the Ulysses Lodge. 23 villas were already there, permits granted, and I had to fight and fork out my money, my personal money, to fight that issue. Thank God, permits were withdrawn. There were other instances where I really feel that the people are being deprived, stolen from their heritage, from their ancient, because I feel that it's part of me, or whatever is being taken. Right now, there are a lot of permits, about 11 permits going on in the area next to the Santa Verna temples. My husband and I have been fighting on this issue since there was the nationalist government and the area was rationalized. We drew the attention to the government at that point in time. Listen, there should be archaeological, and then duly studies should be done on the matter. Now, the permits are being issued. There were the PC application. We drew the attention to the matter, and they said there was a study, a very deep study sort of, and nothing was found. When they started digging, there was an article on a publicity, not article, that 7 houses are being sold. I was afraid of trespassing, but then I told my husband, let's go and see what's going on. And there was a pit. It was evident that it was grayish black. It was evident that it was the burning of bones and whatever. We reported the issue immediately. They didn't know about it. The superintendents went on site. They did some more jobs. They said that they found nothing. Me and my husband went again, and my husband was shocked. He said, listen, Carmen, those are human bones in another area. We took some pictures. We sent the pictures to the superintendents of heritage, cultural heritage, and to our dismay, a study started. Thank God there was a study, but the pictures shown even over there, and the pictures in this study show that before this study took place, even further material was removed from the site. From when I sent the photos and everything. Now, I sent some emails, and the average reply that you would get, it's too late now. No, for me, it's never late. I'm fighting it on my own as well. Once again, during the Ramla issue, I was a councillor in the Shara Local Council. But still, it was decided that it is more important to spend the money on the pavements rather on a report to withdraw that application. Now, once again, the local council objected for the issue. Yes, I am going to wind up, but still, I am taking that fight on my own now, together with the FAA as well. But personally, I'm fighting for it. You mentioned empowerment. It takes too much to be empowered. I have been through very hard times because of taking such decisions, and I'm going through hard times right now as well. But what I don't understand is, this is not only my heritage, this is not only it is a worldwide situation. The findings over there, they date back to even before the Gigantia era. I'm going to wind up. But we need to understand why the EU doesn't come in such circumstances. I mean, it's too much. It's not, as I said, it's not only an EU thing, but it is a worldwide heritage site.
You mentioned two things, I think, which are important. Number one, the 2006 rationalization project by George Policino, the minister of the time, unfortunately your party. Okay, that was done, we protested, we did everything, saying the consequences will be felt 20 years' time, and this is what is happening now. But we still have to push, as you say, to change that thing. Local plans can be changed. Until now, the government at the moment says, who are against the 2006 rationalization, and they don't want to change. They say, no, it's too late, you are right. No, it is not too late, and we have to go ahead. Two, I see another example, which I brought up, the Shara Local Council. They were pulling down the thing, and people sent me photos of another Taninu cave, and it collapsed. So I managed to stop it. The superintendents, okay, went after I stopped. They did a report. They started work again after 4 weeks. I have asked through a Freedom of Information Act for the report, at least, of the superintendents, and they don't want to give it for some reason or another. And they're continuing building. So they have destroyed whatever there is beneath. Again, it's a question of political will. And we can link this to cultural heritage, to European cultural heritage in the European Parliament. Maybe there we can raise awareness, even with contacts with other MEPs from other countries, and, bringing up a global issue and getting our national things into it. But again, as MEPs, you either push for these things, or you either have it at heart, or else you are just concerned in having the GDP growing. We are the first GDP, Moody's and Standards & Poor. Sorry, I don't give a damn about Moody's and Standards & Poor, because I'm more interested in reality and our cultural and historical heritage.
When it comes to EU, unfortunately, for this kind of battle, for this kind of battle, unfortunately, I have to be truthful to you, right? There is no legal basis for the EU to intervene. Whatever is planning, whatever is, at this sort of level is local. And you will find very little backing from the EU. Now, if I am elected MEP, I will put my personal, political weight to it. But this fight is a local fight. And I hugely admire people like you who do this at great personal cost. You are the guys who can change this, okay? I will support you. I have already supported a number of cases like this. But when it comes to the EU, the EU believes that these kind of decisions are best taken closest to the local communities, right? That's called subsidiarity. Now, I know it can suck, but that's subsidiarity.
Having a strong voice as an MEP might not help legally to get the issues through, but at least one could create awareness, because MEP Sandra Gauci spoke about what you just said. And sometimes keeping up the pressure helps, because public opinion can change. I know sometimes when it comes to historical facts here in Malta, we don't appreciate what we have. And see, I've heard people sometimes tell me, fighting for Gigantia is just rocks. Like, these people exist, they vote, sadly, and yes, they don't have an awareness about how rich Maltese history is. So the important thing is that you have people who, yes, we cannot help you on this part from an EU level, but who will still speak about it, who will still use the power of their voice to make the media aware of what's going on, of what is happening. or else it's just your struggle, a struggle of a handful of people were fighting against a big monster of greed and cement. So that is something which is up to you to choose the right people for the right job.